20 for 20. My name is Kathleen Draper with the Elks National Foundation. Today, I'm joined by Tanner Christensen, a 2020 Top 20 Most Valuable Student Scholar, sponsored by Provo, Utah, Lodge number 849. Tanner is one of our top 6 winners, receiving $30,000 towards his college education. Thank you so much for joining us today, Tanner.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. Well, first, just introduce yourself and tell us where you're from and a little bit about you.
Okay, sounds good. So my name is Tanner Christensen. I live in Harriman, Utah, which is pretty close to Salt Lake City, Utah. And I went to Proudest Charter School here, and I was part of the IB program, and I'll be attending Stanford in the fall.
Awesome. And what are you planning to study at Stanford?
I'm planning to double major in Earth Systems and International Relations.
That's really cool. And what kind of led you to decide to study both of those things?
Well, I've always had an infatuation with environmental science and how things work with the environment. And then I also, from debate in high school, I kind of wanted to do stuff more with the international field. So international relations is kind of where I got that from. But honestly, I'm still kind of up in the air, kind of undecided, but yeah.
Yeah, it took me 3 years to figure out my major. So I really brought it down to the wire there. So you have plenty of time. But that sounds amazing, the path that you're on already, which is really exciting. And what is your proudest academic achievement?
I would probably say, honestly, this might sound kind of boring, but honestly, just finishing the IB program at my school was pretty difficult for me. And so I would say that was probably my proudest academic achievement because it's a 2-year course, and I don't know, I just thought it was really difficult. So
Could you tell us a little bit more about what the IB program kind of entails?
yeah, sure. So it stands for International Baccalaureate, and it's an international thing. So it's all over the world, and you take 6 classes. And so at my school, we took 3 higher level and 3 standard level, which is just how in depth you go in the subject. And then it's scored 1 through 7, kind of similar to AP, except for theirs is 1 through 5.
Okay.
And then we also have to write a 4,000 word paper called our extended essay. And we have to take classes like TOK, which is theory of knowledge, to look at how our minds work and stuff. So it's pretty intricate. And then we also have to write internal assessments in our classes, which is kind of like a lab report in every subject.
Yeah.
And so all those things kind of help figure out your score to see if you get the diploma.
Okay. Well, that does sound very intense and very rigorous. So I can see why that is your proudest achievement, to be able to accomplish that and graduate with that. So that's really exciting. And obviously, service is really important to our Elks scholars as well as academics. So what does service mean to you?
Honestly, I feel like service is just kind of giving back to your community in any way that you can, even if you don't always have the means to do so. I feel like even if you just take the time to give back to not only your community, but also to people all over the world in any way possible, I feel like it's just really important. And so that's what service means to me.
Okay. And what is being an Elks scholar going to help you do?
Well, obviously, it's going to help me go to college. And I think it's just going to help me have more opportunities to link up with other scholars and just have a community where, because I'm moving to California and I've never really been away from home for very long. So I feel like having that community there will be very helpful. And so I think that's kind of one of the things that will help me from being an Elks scholar.
Yeah, and we chatted a little bit about before this, there are a lot of scholars, especially in the top 20, who are attending Stanford like you. So that's exciting that you were able to come together for the leadership weekend, although it was virtual, and then also be able to see each other on campus, which is really exciting. And
Yeah.
just kind of know people going into it. But speaking of the virtual leadership weekend, what was your favorite part of the top 20 weekend?
Honestly, I think it was when we were doing our shield activity, which is something that Colleen sent out, and it was just really fun. And I just really liked it because everyone was like really supportive of my shield. They were like, "Woo, go Tanner!" And I was like, "Thanks," and it just like made me feel like really welcomed, and I really liked that. So I would probably say that actually.
Okay, yeah, the shields were really cool to me because they were kind of like a personal crest, I guess, that represents all the things that you all care about. And it was really interesting to see what everybody was so passionate about and how different it was, but also how similar it was to see what you guys really care about. And obviously, like you said, you received a lot of support, and your shield featured something that you're really interested in, which is calligraphy. So what was it like to have your fellow Elks scholars cheer you on so much?
Honestly, I was so nervous because I feel like every time I do something like this, I haven't done it like a lot, obviously, but like even talking to like other students from around the world, it's
Mhm.
just I always feel so intimidated because I feel like they're all so good at everything and I feel like less than them. And so knowing that like they like thought I was really good at something meant a lot and like made me feel like I wasn't just like some random person there that didn't like just like got in somehow.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And how did you get into calligraphy? How did that interest and that hobby start?
Well, I was part of student council at my school, and honestly, we just make a lot of posters. And so I just was like, you know what? I'm gonna make my posters look really good. And so I just like started teaching myself, and like some friends I knew like did calligraphy, so I like got ideas from them. And honestly, it just started from there. Like freshman year, I just taught myself, and then I just been doing it since. Yeah,
That's
I don't know.
so cool. And do you have any examples that you could show us here on the show?
Yes, I have a few that I brought. So
I'm
this
so
one
excited.
is like probably like I did this like sophomore year, and honestly, it's not that good. But we're just gonna like it's kind of cool because it's like on wood, which I like. And so I just do like a lot of quotes and
Yeah.
stuff. I have like this is probably one of my favorites. I did this last year. It says I just want to roam this lavender field, and I don't know why I did this, but like I just really liked how it looked, so I did it.
It's
And
so
then
pretty.
yeah, and then this is one I just did like last week for the Black Lives Matter
Oh my
movement.
gosh, that's amazing. Now, do you
Thank-
have that hanging up in like your window or anything like that?
No, but I did post it on my social media and I
Okay.
was like writing about it, you know. And then the last one I did yesterday. And so this one is really fun. It says, "Thank you so much to the Elks family."
That is so cute. Oh my gosh. I love that. That's
Yeah,
beautiful. You're really talented.
thank you. Oh my gosh, thanks.
Do you want to kind of continue that into college as like a hobby or as kind of a professional thing, be able to make signs and things like that?
Yeah, honestly, I don't really know, but I think I want to like start a blog maybe or something with it. I don't think I want to sell it necessarily because I just don't think I want to do that. I don't know. It's like more of a fun thing for me, so I don't really know like that might like ruin it for me. I don't know. But I think I want to start like bullet journaling and stuff and like doing stuff like that with the calligraphy, but that's all I got so far.
That's so cool. And having a creative outlet, which is something that we talked about during the leadership weekend, is so important when you're in college to be able to have that and kind of take time and take space and relax with that. So that's really cool. And you're very talented. So
Thank you.
I could see why everybody was hyping you up so much at leadership weekend. Um, and you kind of talked a little bit about how that's something you're passionate about outside of academics. But is there anything else that you're really passionate about outside of academics and service?
Um Let's think. Oh, yes. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry, I can't think properly. Yeah, well, this year I'm gonna be on Stanford's cheer team, and that is like really big for me because I've never done cheer before. And so that was really cool to make it on the team.
That is so cool. Did you have to try out, or were you on a
Yeah,
cheer team in high school? Like how did that all work?
so I just tried out. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do this because I used to do dance
Okay.
like a while back, like 2 years ago,
Yeah.
and so like I can tumble and stuff. And so I was like, I'm gonna do this. And so I tried out via video, and then I like made it on the team like probably like a month ago, and that was really cool. And so now I've just been doing that like all the time, just practicing and stuff.
That's amazing. Congratulations. That is so cool.
Thank you.
So when you move onto campus, do you move on early a little bit to kind of practice with the team? And will you travel at all with, the football team and things like that, as a cheerleader?
Um, Honestly, I'm still kind of like unsure of how it all works, but I know I move in the same day as everyone else
Okay.
because Stanford is like, you can't move in early. I don't really understand, but that's something that they said. And then I know that traveling, it's like seniors get priority to travel.
Okay.
So I don't really, until I'm a senior, maybe not, but I'm not really sure yet.
Yeah. Especially right now, with travel restrictions and limitations, it's better to
Yeah.
be safe. So, well, that is really cool. Congratulations on that. That's going to be really exciting and another really fun thing to take on when you're in school outside of academics. So that's going to be awesome.
Thank you.
What makes you an Elk Scholar?
That's a tough one. Let's think here. Well, I think, well, obviously, like my dedication to service is pretty important because that's something like that is really important to the Elks family. And also just like being able to come together with other people, I think is like something that makes me an Elks Scholar because even though I didn't know anyone from the leadership weekend, I feel like I like got to know them really well and I like really liked everyone there. And it just like really means a lot to like know that like all these people like have the same like kind of goals in mind, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's kind of what makes me an Elks Scholar.
Yeah, I think a lot of the other scholars, especially in the top 20, had similar sentiments about how Leadership Weekend kind of brought you all together and helped you guys to all connect and really understand what makes you all so alike and also what makes you different and special too. And you already showed off your sign in regards to the Elks family, but if you could say anything to the Elks, what would you say?
I would say honestly, just like thank you so much. Like this is like the one scholarship I got that was like really big, and so like it means a lot because then I can actually like not have to worry about like money in college and whatnot because I was like planning to have a job like all 4 years, but like now I don't really need to have one, which is really nice because I have a lot of other things going on, obviously. And
Yeah.
so like I can just kind of do what like I want to do and I like really appreciate that, especially since I'll be like first generation and stuff. So like it's just like means a lot. So
Okay. So you're a first generation student?
yes, I am.
Wow, that's really exciting. Are your parents very excited and like
Yeah.
ready
I,
to send you off to
yeah,
Stanford?
I guess so. I don't know. I feel like we're all kind of like don't really know what's going on sometimes. Like obviously because like I don't know, like I don't know a lot about college. So like I'm just ready to get there and see what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a transition that it's hard to prepare for, but once you're there, you do figure it out. So that's really exciting. So congratulations on that too. And thank you so much, Tanner. And thank you to all of our viewers for tuning in. If you like the show, hit the like button below and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you for helping us build stronger communities and connecting with the hashtag Elks family. See you next time.